Years ago, I had a revelation. I was so busy doing parish ministry that I didn't have much time to pray. I never missed daily mass. I never missed my liturgy of the hours, but my mental prayer decreased significantly. My mentors told me that that was acceptable for that time period in my life. But what happened was one Monday, which is my Sabbath, my day of rest, I went through the whole day and I still didn't pray. And then I realized, oh, the reason I'm not praying is not because I'm so busy. The reason why I'm not praying the way I should be is because my love for Jesus is poor. So I had a great realization. Wow, the Sabbath kind of exposed my heart. It revealed what's here. So I made time to sleep, eat, sure, be with friends. That's what I loved. But then I realized, whoa, my love for Jesus is poor, and that bothered me because I do love Jesus. And then I realized, okay, now I know my solution. If I'm really going to show my love for Jesus, I have to spend more time with him in prayer. And so that's our theme for today, that the Sabbath, your day of rest, your day off, it reveals your heart. So what we do on Sunday shows what we love, whether it's sleep or the Mass or relaxation. So if we miss, let's say, Sunday Mass, well, that shows there's kind of something wrong. And if that bothers you, well, that's a sign you love Jesus, which is great. And now you have a better idea of how to solve it. And this, of course, applies also to people. There are a lot of people we love in our life, but we might ignore them on Sunday. And we want to just think about that. So we're going to reflect on the gospel right now in 4 parts. So first, it says, the apostles gathered around Jesus and told him all that they had done and taught. So they return after their first mission. They were teaching, they were healing, they're exorcising demons. They gather around Jesus. They're so excited. Jesus, we've got to tell you what happened to us. And so this idea of gathering around Jesus, it reminds me of something a youth leader said to me when I was a teenager. She said, if you look at most homes, you'll notice in the living room, all the chairs are facing the TV. They gather around the TV, and her point was that this probably isn't good for our families. Now, if you go to the dining room, all the chairs are facing each other. We're gathering around each other. And then when we come to church, all the pews are facing the altar. We're gathering around Jesus. And so, if we want to love Jesus more, we want to love our family more, we have to gather around them. Second, Jesus said to them, come away to a deserted place all by yourselves and rest a while. For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. In the Old Testament, it's God who gives the Jewish people rest. Now, rest, not meaning inactivity. It means delighting in God, just seeing all that he's made, all that he gives to us, and just delighting in him. Now here, Jesus offers the disciples rest because he's God. Now here's the thing. A lot of the things we do in our life do not give us the rest Jesus wants for us. So, like, sleep is one of the foundations of our lives. And I think some of us here are sleep deprived. And one reason is because, like, we stay up late at night doing things that don't really rejuvenate us. A few weeks ago, there were some grade 7s downstairs. They were setting up for an event. And at one point, I saw them all in a circle, and they were all on their cell phones. And then I couldn't resist. So I said, this is good, guys. Hey, guys, stay on your cell phones. Don't look at each other. I don't want you to talk to each other. Just focus on your phones. And guys, when you go home, take your phone, put it on your bed or put it on your table, and go like this. Yes, Master. Whatever you want, Master. And they also laughed because they got it. So for all of us, our phone is a false god and will give us no rest. And so, again, a solution would be at night, just be very intentional. Spend less time with iPhone 15. He won't help you. more time with Jesus. He is the only one who can give you peace at the level of your soul. Third, and they went away in the boat to a deserted place by themselves. Now, in the prior verse, Jesus specified he's aiming for this deserted place. Now, in the original Greek, it's Eremon. This is where we get the word hermit from, a deserted place. The hermits go to the deserted place. Jesus goes there. That's where he goes to be with the Father. One thing Deacon Andrew told me recently, he said sometimes when he's at home, to find a quiet place, he goes to his parked car and he prays there. And I said, that's brilliant. I've done that. Makes total sense. You can't go far, just get into the car, it's quiet. So that's a really good idea, and it's the opposite of sometimes what we do. A lot of us go on vacation and we're caught up, we want to see everything. You want to maximize the vacation. And then when you get back, people are like, how's your vacation? You're saying it's tiring. So have you ever noticed, you will never hear Jesus say, come away to a noisy place. We don't need more noise in our life. You need more quiet. Fourth, now many saw them going and recognized them, and they hurried there on foot from all the towns and arrived ahead of them. As he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things. So Jesus interrupts his rest to serve people. He needs to rest. The apostles need to rest, but they interrupt it because they see other people in need. And this reminds us of how Sunday is really, one of the goals of Sunday is to rest so well that on Monday we're eager to serve other people. So you want to start reflecting, if on Monday you're not really energized to serve other people, something's wrong. And you want to start thinking, what's going on? Because if we really are resting well on Sunday the way Jesus designed, we're going to have that heart. When you see someone in need, you want to just love them. And so this brings us back to this idea of the heart. The Sabbath reveals our heart. Now, there are just two minimum practices to show our love for Jesus. This is the minimum. I hope we can go all beyond this. But number one, always go to Mass on Sunday. For us Catholics, to miss Sunday Mass, to go shopping, vacation, sports, I can't think of what else, that would be a mortal sin. And then the second minimum is avoid unnecessary work on Sunday. Now, with regard to Sunday Mass, when we make travel plans, if someone invites us to a place where there's no Mass, you change your travel plans. If we're going to fly out at a time we'll miss Mass, we change our flight. Now, here's a question just to ponder, kind of a bit of a parenthesis. Do any of us ever go to Sunday Mass just to get it over with? Just asking. Because some people have told me they kind of go to Mass on Saturday night to get it over with so that Sunday is free. It's really good that we're going to Sunday Mass to fulfill Jesus' command. That's great. But the better spirit is not to ever think I'm trying to get Mass over with. It's trying to enjoy it, to delight in God and make it the center of our Sunday. So that's just something to ponder. And with regard to unnecessary work, what we're talking about when people ask, well, what kind of work should I not do? We're talking about the work related to your job. Don't do any of your work that's related to your job. Otherwise, it's hard to focus on Jesus. To finish off, how many of us know the 1980s film Chariots of Fire? Okay, if you don't know the film, you're going to recognize the music, the theme song. I've asked the hospitality team to play the theme song as you exit church when you hear it. Okay, so when you hear this great music, this is what you're going to think about. The movie is about this devout Christian named Eric Liddell. He was a British Olympian, and the movie is about the 1924 Olympics. He refused to run in the 100-meter event because it was scheduled on Sunday. As a devout Christian, he refused to run. Despite pressure from his government and the media, he decided to run in the 400-meter race, which was not his specialty because it was on a weekday, and he actually won. Now, as Catholics, you can race on Sunday, provided you don't miss Mass. But the decision, newspapers wrote about it all around the world, and everyone admired his conviction. And on the morning of his 400-meter race, a lot of his teammates disagreed with what he was doing because he was putting their medal count in jeopardy. But one of his teammates handed him a note which read, "In the old book, it says, 'He that honors me, I will honor.' Wishing you the best of success always." And so the Sabbath reveals our heart.